Welcome, everyone, to the IWM Broadcast Network. We are here live in Las Vegas for the inaugural iRacing Warrior Motorsports Cup Series event. I'm joined here in the booth with my co-hosts, Matt Swope and John Durdris, as we take us through qualifying here at Las Vegas. Guys?
Yeah, Rick, it's gonna be a fun race. This is the inaugural race, like you said, at Las Vegas of our season, and I'm looking forward to a lot of good racing. As you can see on the screen, Mark getting a little loose out of 4. He's gonna become a lawnmower for a second. Let's see if he can stick to it. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun race, and I expect to see a little bit of that because turn 4 is treacherous. Looking at Mark Feeney right now, the Mansfield, putting up. What was going to be a time, but he slid through the grass. Going to reset for a second, but yeah. So we let me throw it over to Matt. How's it going, Matt?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you, John? We were talking a little bit about that progressive banking there in the beginning, coming out of 4. It's going to be slick coming out of 4, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys handle it, especially early on these restarts. These tires are going to be slick, so they're going to have to be patient with these cars.
So we're running through the field right now, just as folks are qualifying. That's Jeff Neeney on track.
He is up to 3rd right now as he right there, little loose. Let's see if he can save it, keep it off the wall, keep that car clean. Want to make sure it's clean for the race, and he does. So yeah, on cue right there, Matt. This turn 3 and 4 is going to be pretty treacherous, as we are now riding around with that very interesting. Is that an Audi?
It's an Audi.
Well, we have Audis in the IWM Cup Series apparently. Out of, I can't even pronounce that. But this is cool to see, I guess, as Kubele, I believe that's how you pronounce it, is coming to the line. And he actually just ran a 30.16. That is 0.2 faster than anybody on the field right now. So you know what? Maybe those Audis have a lot of horsepower behind that car, because that's a pretty interesting paint scheme you got.
That is interesting. That is very nice, actually. I like that.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. At NASCAR, what do you think? As we're now riding around with Dave King.
I heard a big psych.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, Dave's working on his wrap. I don't think it's quite ready for that car yet, but he's close.
It's getting there. It's been just like the progressive banking. It's a progressive paint scheme. It's slowly making its way to the right side of the car, as he is now in 2nd place with a 30.36. It looks like he's just trying to make some laps out there, because he's been on the board for a while, and I don't actually mind that. I don't mind going around running some laps and getting some to figure out where your car is on the track and how your car is going to settle down after your tires heat up. And Dave's kind of playing the long game right now. It's like, hey, let me just get out here and start running some laps and see what happens, as we are now closing in on about 1 minute left to go in practice.
Yeah, and there's going to be a big difference
on track.
I think there's going to be a big difference once they get in this draft, Rick. These guys are going to build up. Whoa! Sorry about that. I was watching Dave, so he was into the wall. Once this guy is getting this draft, they're going to build up a lot more speed into these corners. How do you feel about them being a little more loose on these longer runs?
I'm personally concerned that tire wear is going to bite him after the first 20 laps, but we'll see how it goes. This is a track that probably is relatively new. They did change slightly, I thought, the aero in that last update, so it's maybe something that they have to work through.
Absolutely, and as you were mentioning, that kind of ties into the next segment perfectly. It is my 3 keys to the race. So key number 1, keep your tires clean. Don't push it too hard because of the progressive banking. Number 2, pay attention to track position. I think track position, especially in a long run, is going to be very important here. And 3rd key to the race, keeping your car clean at a turn 4. That is going to be my 3rd key, as we're now looking at our race information here tonight at Las Vegas. 110 laps, 1 fast repair, 4 sets of tires for these guys out here with 60% fuel. That is about a 35-lap run there. And we have about 110, so multiple pit stops, always fun. And if it does come down to overtime, we have 3 green-white checkers to choose a winner in the inaugural iRacing Warriors Motorsportz Cup Series here tonight at Vegas. So, Rick, Matt, I'm going to call it right now. It's going to be a Turn 4 monster. It's coming out tonight. You know, we just left the Monster Mile in the real-life NASCAR series, but I think Turn 4 is going to be a monster tonight. So, guys, run through the field.
We've got Kublai on the pole with the number 66, Dave King in second in the 18, John Ledger in third in the 19, the 24 of Jacob Walker is in fourth, Jeff Neely in the 40 is fifth, Christopher Howell is sixth in the 88, Jonathan Woods is seventh in the 2, Tanner Noland is eighth in the 17, Brandon Barrier is number 58 in ninth position, and Bradley Cockrell is in the 47 in 10.
And on the inside is Dean Sprinkle. He's starting 11th. Elliot Swope, 12th. Is he actually racing in the race? I'm not really sure, guys. All right, on to the 13th place guy. I'm not seeing it on my screen right now.
Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Well, the grid hasn't updated. Little technical difficulties with the grid. We'll try it again. Here we go.
There you go. Paul Wallenstein starting 13th. On the outside of him, Mark Feeney starting 14th. Starting 15th, Nick Salzberg. On the outside of him, Freddie Durstock starting 16th. On the inside road, Kenny Bradstock starting 17th. On the outside, Travis Murgaard starting 18th. On the inside, Michael Carpenter starting 19th. On the outside of him, rounding out the top 20 would be Evan Amick. Number 21, or starting 21st is Bradley Previtt. On the outside of him is Chris Robley starting 22nd, and starting 23rd, rounding out the field is Austin Armstrong.
All right.
Nice full field to start off the inaugural season. Real excited about this. This is going to be a real fun season, real fun. I like that we're starting out in Vegas, not the original Daytona as well. I think this is going to be a real interesting night.
Absolutely. As you see, the field is in the middle of 3 and 4 right now, coming to the green flag here tonight at Las Vegas. We're about to get started, folks. Pace car's about to drop down to pit road. As, yes, you can see that. That is an Audi out front in the number 1 position here at Las Vegas. And we are in the restart zone, and we are green at the inaugural race for the iRacing Warriors Motorsportz Cup Series. And we're already got the stack up here on the first lap.
They were able to wrangle it in, it looks like, and we're off and moving. We're already hard. Oh, I thought we were about to go 3 wide.
We are now. Yep, we're side by side for the lead. That Audi didn't get a good start, but they're looking to get that Audi to the lead. Outside riding along with Dave King for lap 1. Who is going to lead the first lap in the iRacing Warriors Motorsportz Cup Series? Looks like it's going to be Kublai, Kalen, and we have a caution on the track.
We got a caution on the field.
Uh-oh, guys. You know what? That may be the Turn 4 monster.
So right now we've got Paul Wallenstein. We can jump back and see, and also Freddie Durstock was somehow involved. Let's go back to what the initial was. Bradley Cockrell went off the track, and then Paul Wallenstein crashed. Let's go back and take a look at this, guys. Oh, let's go. Let's run this back just a little bit. All right.
Oh, we got loose down on the bottom.
Yep. And the Turn 4 monster is alive on lap 1.
Yep.
All right. Well,
looks like the 88 came back up.
One, John. Oh.
Had nowhere to go. And then 47 came down and hit the 5 car right in the right rear. He had nowhere to go. He was just along for the ride at that point. Unfortunate for those 3 guys here on lap 1.
Yep, that was Freddie Durstock's Focus on Freddie here. He's the victim of circumstance.
Now, do we have a quick repair?
Yes, we do.
So
Yeah.
we do have one quick repair. So if he was able to make it back, if his engine wasn't too damaged, didn't have to get that tow, get there and use that quick repair.
Exactly.
We are back to live. We did see
That's
Freddie
yeah.
was in the pits. So
I think keeping your car clean is going to be maybe at the top for your keys to the race here, John. Turn 4 is really going to be interesting this whole race.
Absolutely, and we've already seen it, and I think it's going to be a factor on old tires, new tires, cold tires, warm tires. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get these tires heated up, and the draft is going to play a major factor in how the back end of these cars go around too. I feel like we may see a lot of aero spins because of the air that is on the back of these cars, and the fact that the air coming off the spoiler of the guy in front of you may get you loose, and it may get the guy behind you loose. So you never know what's going to happen tonight as we're going on lap 4 now. We haven't even had one solid green flag lap because we had a spin on lap 1, but you're right on point there, Matt. It's turn 4 monster. I predicted it. It is here, and it's probably going to stay. So hopefully these guys can get it under control, because it is tough out there. Got to say, these new cars. Well, let's speak on the new cars for a second. These are all new next-gen cars. You have a lot of new technology with the wheels, with the symmetrical bodies, the rear diffuser, and the rear diffuser is supposed to help with that dirty air a little bit, but as you can see, it can cause some trouble.
Yeah, these new cars are, they seem to be generally loose just about everywhere you go. You really have to baby them into the corners, I feel like, compared to the old Gen 6 cars at least. That doesn't mean they're not fast, though. It's just something you have to get used to, and sometimes learning a car is all about patience, and you gotta take it easy maybe first couple laps here, and get used to this car and see what's going on at Las Vegas.
well, it's my guess that as they cross the start-finish line, the lights will go off on our pace car, and we'll be back to green flag racing.
They have doubled them back up.
Yeah, they're ready to get this race started. They're like, hey, we only had one lap. We want more than one lap green. And lights are off. Yep, there we go. Lights are off on the pace car. So we will be going back racing at Las Vegas in the inaugural race here for the IWM Cup Series. Always fun to have an inaugural race, because whoever wins can say that they won the first race, which is such it's such a prestigious and such a monumental victory, because it may set the tone for the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna see who likes a 1.5-mile tracks for sure.
Well, they're on the backstretch as the lights are off on the pace car. As pace cars beginning to bring them down, they're forming back up as a field, 2 by 2.
2 by 2 with that number 66 Audi machine in the bottom lane, and we'll see what happens. I gotta say Audi, because it's basically an Audi front end with an Audi sponsor on it, so I gotta call it the Audi car. Kublai there with Dave King in second, John Ledger in third, Jacob E. Walker in fourth, Christopher Howell rounding out the top 5. Pace car is going to make its way down pit road for our first restart of the day. And we are about to be green here at Las Vegas. And we're green again.
Here we go.
Another
Green,
bad
green,
start by
green.
the
Whoa.
Major check up in the bottom lane.
Yellow flag did not come out.
Did not come out.
So I am hearing a lot of chatter over the radio, guys, about that restart. We're going to have to actually take a look at that, the IWM admins. But as we are now, the 66 is out front. Dave King in second, Howell in third, Walker fourth, and Woods rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, unfortunately, it took John a while to get up out of the grass and get going, but he is back out onto the track. That's a that's tough for him. Maybe get that caution to come out and
Yep.
catch back up to the field.
Yeah.
Looks like Dave's got him a nice little dent.
Yeah, Dave's got to run.
He's got a nice dent in his rear end too.
He does, but it doesn't look like it's affecting his car at all. We'll see how this draft is going to affect that 66 machine as well as the 18.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with these leaders. I was going to jump back and look at that restart. We can look back at it later. But with Dave King taking the lead.
Yeah, Dave King charging to the front, followed by Kalen in second, Walker in third, Howell in fourth, Woods in fifth, Feeney moving up to the sixth position, and the rest of the field you can see there jockeying for position rather, on the scoring monitor. It looks like Dave King's going to just keep control of this race.
Well, he's led a lap. That's his point, for sure.
Exactly.
Oh, here comes Kublai on the inside, trying to make a run on the inside, too.
But Dave had such a strong run off the top. And that's what I think you're going to see with this banking here. That outside lane may prevail because you get such a big run. As the 24 now goes by, the 66 is a little loose. 66 may have an issue there. He's a little loose on the bottom lane. As you can see, he's kind of out there to dry. It's almost like what you see at super speedways, guys, when somebody's in that high line, they just cycle back. Kind of the same thing happened there, except reversed.
I think the rear end stepped out a little bit on him, and he just fought to recover, and in doing so, lost those spots.
Absolutely.
I think you were right earlier on, John. If you stay low a little too long in these corners, I think you get real loose. And I think maybe he was down there a little too long. He didn't drift up like he was supposed to in this progressive banking, and he about lost it.
Exactly. We have a pass for the lead. Walker going to the lead in that 24 machine, taking this top spot away from Dave King. So we got a lot of nice battles on the track right now for first, second, and on back.
Yeah, I don't know if Dave maybe Rick said he was worried about the tires going out early in these races. I don't know if Dave burned his tires up or maybe that damage is finally kind of caught up to Dave a little bit, because everybody's kind of making a run on him.
Well, I think also these guys are also trying to figure out what their line is at this track. Where do I go? Is it down low? Is it somewhere in the middle of the track? Am I going to hug the outside line? I think they're still learning.
Exactly. As you can see, the 66 going to the bottom of the 88 right there. Going to have a run, but that 88 is going to have the tow from the 18 in front of him. Let's see if that 88 can get a nice run off the corner now. Looks like he just drops back a little bit. And that's what I think you may start to see. You may start to see a little bit more give and a little less take with these cars, just because they need to figure out where their line is, like y'all were saying, as well as preserving the tires. Because tires, I do believe, are going to be a big factor.
Guys, there was some action at the back where we had some cars running through the grass, so we're seeing some activity happening, and not in a good way, towards the rear end of the field. We should probably just go back and kind of take a look through the field as we'll break away from these leaders for a bit and look at these other packs.
Absolutely. Now riding along with Jeff Nini in the 8th position right now, kind of all by himself in that very, very recognizable target machine. And then you have
Travis Mergard in the 6.
You got Nick Salzberg there as well. And then you got Paul Valenstein making a nice comeback from that first accident, and that's where that quick repair can be your saving grace. And he's right now running in the 11th position, so good to see him back on the track.
Absolutely.
As he's getting a run on the 45, as we're now going to go to Evan Amick in that Southern Motorsportz Camaro.
That's a sharp-looking purple. Is that purple? Is that a purple and white? Is that what I'm seeing?
It's like a royal blue, a Duke blue.
I like it either way.
Yeah, definitely a
Duke blue.
Yep.
North Carolina. I got you, Rick.
We got Tanner Noland out of Topeka, Kansas in that 17 machine, riding around in the 13th position. He started in 8th position, so falling back just a little bit. And Kenneth Bradstock there in another Southern E Motorsports Chevrolet, riding around in the 14th position. He's made up a few spots. He started 17th in the race, so slowly making his way. Still very early in the race.
Looks like maybe the biggest mover of the race is Mark Freeney. He's I think he started 14th. He's up to 5th now.
Yeah, he's picked up
Absolutely.
9 spots.
Yeah, big moves out of him. And then good to see good old Freddie Durstock back on the track after that unfortunate situation on the front stretch in that number 5 Kellogg's machine out of Cincinnati. And you got Bradley Cockrell in that 47 Snap-on car as well, and that is the 17th position on the track. Dean Sprinkle out of Pennsylvania, and that I love the paint scheme. I don't know, I've never seen a paint scheme like that before, but I actually really like it in that 28 Ford. Good to see him, doing somewhat well. He did drop back, but, you never know what these drivers are thinking in these cars. They may be trying to preserve the tires and make a long run.
He ate into the wall. He looked like he might have saved it. He saved it, but he was into the wall. Oof. It's a tight little battle up here with the 6 and the 89 and Jeff Denis, the 40, the 2. There's 4 cars here. All
Absolutely.
Scanning the field. Scanning the field myself.
But hey, Rick, let's go back to the leaders. The 66 has made its way to the bumper of the 24 machine of Jacob Walker. Let's see what can happen here, because that 66 machine is on rails right now, and you got the top 5 all right there. So we'll see what can happen here, as that 66 is definitely looking to get by that 24 machine, and then let's see what he does.
Yeah, this is Jacob Walker in the 24 now, leading here in Vegas.
Oh! Probably get a little loose coming out of 4 there, trying to make that run, I believe.
Absolutely, and this is one thing that I will worry about, is if you get a big enough run going into the corners and you're that second, third, fourth place driver, is that draft going to wear out your tires a little bit more than the lead car? That is one thing that I do want to bring to everybody's attention, because of the fact that it's such a strong pull. Such a strong pull. And I'm going to track Kubilay's speed right now going into turn 1.
You got to watch out for Christopher Howe. He looks like he's creeping on Kubilay a little bit.
So guys, we can do that. We can bring up, we can jump on, focus on Kubilay, and then we have the option, let's bring up his telemetry inside his car.
Absolutely. And, to your point, Matt, yep, Christopher Howe is on the prowl. I used that term a couple races ago, and we're going to stick with it. And it looks like he's on the prowl as we see a big pack forming. Basically, the top 7 or 8 is separated by only 1.2 seconds. And that's the effect of this draft. Car on the wall, I believe that was Jonathan Woods right in front of Jeff Denis.
He saved it.
He did, but was it?
They are definitely
I think it was actually Mark Feeney.
You were right.
It was Mark Feeney.
Mark Feeney was in the wall. We can take a quick look and see. Let's take a look. Yep, he's got some minor right side damage there.
Absolutely.
Where he's kissed that wall.
Yep, and
He's loose.
yep, you got the top 8 really under a blanket right now, top 9 rather, with Paul out there, as Jacob B. Walker is still out front in that 24 machine.
We got Kubilay and Christopher. They're too wide in the corner here.
Yep, and we'll see.
Battle them for a second.
Guys, we've got some great side-by-side racing going on.
Absolutely. As they're still battling side by side. Great racing, though, between those two. And those are 2 very strong cars, as we've seen Christopher run very well in the series. And you see that 66 creep up a little bit. Oh, a little close there.
Well, we take this time to ride around with the 88 of Christopher Howe. He's definitely redlining coming off that front stretch.
Absolutely. He's getting the pedal to the metal for sure.
You know, he's got to
get that run. Yeah, he does. Hit about 186 going into the corner, and he's right there. Yep, drops down. Yep, took second away from Kublai, so
he's down. Oh, he's going to block him down.
88 machine is now in that second place position, taking charge.
Now that slowed up Kublai. That gave Jonathan a nice little run behind him.
Absolutely. As we can see now.
I like what Dave's doing. Dave's been he's been riding that middle to high line the whole race. I think he's been running steady and keeping his tires nice and clean. I think he's going to be good and strong if he can keep that car clean.
Absolutely.
Well, we are at lap 27 of this 110 lap event, and about now, I'm thinking these guys must be thinking about, is it going to be a green flag fuel stop, and how are my tires doing?
Sure. As we have a lot of great racing up in the front, the draft is definitely playing an effect on these cars right now, especially on corner entry and corner exit, as the lead has slowly started to dwindle down a little bit. But I think that's a little bit of a product of this track. You get such a big run that he may not be pushing a little too hard in that second position, Christopher Howell.
I think right now it's almost as if these guys are thinking there's a stage to win, because they are just really jockeying for position.
They really are, just first through ninth right now. And you do have that pit stop coming up in roughly the next, my window, 35 to 40, because we did run a few laps under caution. And as we can see, that 88 is right on the bumper. The 24 going to take it down low going into turn one. Let's see if the 88 can complete the pass. 24 goes really high, but may have a nice run off the corner. And 24 prevails.
Wow, great racing here in Vegas.
And don't look now, Paul Valenstein's made it up into the top 5 after that.
What an amazing comeback for that number 89 machine.
And he is
all the way to the back of the field.
Making a move right now on Jonathan Woods.
Absolutely.
Hell, he's trying to take 2. One from Kublai as well. Oh.
He's looking. He's on the corner panel. And that outside lane may have a little bit of a better run.
Well, they were too wide.
66. Yep. And look at the 24. The 24 is all the way up against the wall going into turn 4 or turn 3 rather, and almost.
Oh, they're going to go 3 wide. They're 3
wide in the line. Paul in the middle. Let's see if they can give a little bit going into turn 1. 66 backs off. That is a very smart move. Very smart move. Too early on. But as we see the 88 going to the outside of the 24 machine. You know that high line has a run. And the 88
take that lead away. He took it. He's got that lead.
Christopher Howell was definitely on the prowl there. New leader tonight at Las Vegas. As we can see, Paul moving up to the 3rd position. Gotta keep that 89 machine on the radar. He is moving quick, guys.
He is. He's definitely.
Jeff in the wall. Jeff in the end of the wall. He got a little loose.
Yep, he did get a little loose. That air's playing a big factor right now. 89 slides up in front of the 2 machine. It does feel like a stage in, doesn't it?
It does.
So
this is lap 33.
It is.
Maybe you were talking about pit stops, Rick. Maybe these guys are trying to gain a little speed and gain a little distance for these pits. Maybe some pit strategies coming into play here.
Yep, I just heard over some radios. We may have some pit stops this time, guys. So we may start seeing them come down pit road right at that 35 lap mark. So we will see what happens now as the battle for second place is on. We've got the 89, 24, number 2 machine. Let's see if there are any takers this time by. Doesn't look like it.
Everybody up front. No, doesn't look like anybody this time around.
No takers, so it looks like we may have a little bit of a mind game going on. Maybe somebody says, hey, I'm going to come down pit road, but actually doesn't to try to get everybody else to go down.
Paul Valenstein on the outside, taking away second from Jacob. Oh, he got it.
What a move. Well, look at Paul. And we also have to remember he does have 1 lap pressure tires. I don't think that's going to make a big difference, but he does have slightly fresher tires than the rest of the field right now to do that fast repair.
Boy, he is really diving. He's gonna go for the lead.
He is. He's going to ride that bottom lane. 88 slid up just a little bit.
They are moving and blocking a little bit behind them.
Yes, we are. And we just go slide.
Oh, no.
Oh! Big wreck. Number 2. Number 88. No caution. No caution. We
Caution's out.
do have a yellow for that. And, you know, guys, I think that may be a little bit of a product of these old tires on this very rough surface, and you just slid up a little bit. Let's see if we can go back and take a look at that replay, Rick.
I heard some aggravation, but I'm not sure they touched. Oh, he did. They did touch slightly.
Yep, let me go back and try to figure out just where that.
I'm trying to see who came up, or it was Paul and Chris.
It was Paul and Chris. Hate to see that. 2 of the top runners in the field.
That's a racing incident. That was so close.
Hate to see it out of those 2 camps, and it's especially hate to see it.
2 real strong cars. Well, Chris might still have his. Chris could possibly have his fast repair left. Yes.
Yeah, Chris.
Now, I don't think Paul took any damage from that. He used his quick repair earlier.
No, he just slid up into the 89 machine. So
Chris just has some more work to do.
Just a little bit. He does cycle to the end of the field though, as we have the leaders coming down pit road right now, guys, as we're taking a look at that replay.
All right, let's go back to the replay here. Try to jump in a little bit closer. There we go.
Yeah, that almost was netcode.
Yeah, I was about to say, definitely netcode right there.
Oh.
Here's that quarter speed.
Yeah,
that's netcode.
Yeah, but I still think that 88 machine, I mean, that still feel like they were going to connect regardless of
the 89. Yep.
Just the way that they were coming towards each other.
Yeah,
exactly. As we now have our first pit stops of the day,
and we're going to take
activity here on
a
pit
full
road.
Tank and 4 tires, absolutely.
Sure, and then you have Valenstein and that Evan Rude machine leading everybody off the pit road right now. Unfortunate for the 88 team, but they're going to get back out there. They're going to get all clean. They're going to get that car fixed up and should be good to go. You know, he's a strong contender. He's been very strong in the preseason, so it's good to see him out there again right now as we have the rest of the field making their pit stops, making any slight adjustments, and making sure that they are good to go. And, you know, guys, we have to write down lap 39 is the mark that we have to mark down for the next round of pit stops. So 35 laps from now, you are looking at lap 74. So my window, I'm thinking 72 to 74, and it becomes very close after that because the next pit stop would be right around lap 110. So very close.
Yeah, I think a lot of that might depend on cautions. If we stay green, if we have a couple green flags, it's really going to get interesting for sure.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely.
When I say green flags, I mean green flag stops, obviously. Sorry about that, guys.
No worries. I certainly think there's going to be some opportunity for short pitting if it does stay green, so we may see that as well. So, well, just to recap, we are here with the IWM Broadcast Network. We are covering the iRacing Warrior Motorsports Cup Series inaugural event here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Again, I'm Rick Souza, and joined the booth with Matt Swope and John DeRugis as we call today's race for you.
We're in the middle of our second caution of the race. Good racing, good, tight, strong racing this whole race. It's been real fun. The top 10 guys have mainly been within a second of each other.
Yes, they have. And I got to give a shout out to everybody who's now on the platform, especially the YouTube family. If you are not subscribed to the IWM Broadcast Network, subscribe. We would love to have you, as we have W Designs saying, let's go. We have Kenneth Sheriff saying, go get Brandon. I'm assuming he means go get it, Brandon. And then we have Angelin saying, hey, with a smiley face. So, hey, everyone out there watching on the YouTube side of things, glad to have you around for our inaugural race tonight. It's been an exciting one, especially up front between these front 9. And I expect to see a little bit more of this as the pace car turned its lights off. We are going to go green again here at Las Vegas, guys. So this is going to be a very interesting second portion of the race here. We're not quite halfway, but by my calculations, they have barely enough gas to make it to the end of the race if they pit on lap 75. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Maybe some fuel conservation here to pit a few laps later. It's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a great race.
Yeah, fuel strategy is going to be a big. I feel like a caution is going to come into play, and somebody's going to take less fuel and make up a couple spots. I think that's how somebody's going to get this win at the end.
Exactly, as we have somebody saying go barrier on the live stream. So looking to see Brandon. Yep, it's the Brandon fan. We got yep. So we got a
barrier.
Yep, got a lot of fans out there for that number 58 machine as we are about to go green again for the second restart of this inaugural IWM Cup Series as the leader's off. Paul was like, see you guys, I'm not waiting for the restart zone. I'm just going to go. So Paul just separated the entire field.
He has his own strategy for sure.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. We may have to look at that, see exactly when he jumped. But, still, great start by the 89, getting out front, taking charge of this race. But the draft is going to play a major role into the closing speed. It's almost like a big super speedway.
Well, that restart has completely spread the pack out. Whoa, we've got some action.
In the grass. We got some lawnmowers out there. Yeah, we got one in the grass still. Don't know who that is.
I think it was Chris Robley. We can go back and...
Oh, Evan Amick looks like he lost a little bit. He's back up on the track. He had...
Yep, that's the 85 of Chris Robley.
Yep, it is. He decided to be a lawnmower for a little bit, guys. It's always fun to have a multi-use car, and he decided to chop down some of the grass. So looks like he was able to keep it out of pit road, which is great because that avoids a penalty. So kudos to him. And that Southern E Motorsportz number 85 machine does lose a lot of time, but still able to keep it clean. As the 90 or the 89 rather is checking out right now, absolutely checking out on the field.
He's pulled out a 1.2 second lead. It looks
and we have a caution on the track.
Caution. Jacob Walker has crashed.
It looks like off of 4.
Thought maybe after that long green flag run they might have figured it out. I wasn't going to say it. I didn't want to be the one to jinx it, but
he saved it. Tried to.
Oh. Let's take a look at, I believe it was the 17 machine right behind him. Let's ride along with that car right there because he had a front row seat to the 24 getting loose going into turn 3.
Let's back it up.
Woof.
Oh, yeah, he did.
The 24 looks like he had a nice little run on the outside, and maybe he over pushed it a little bit.
You see the 24 there on the outside?
And he's already pushing up. You can already just tell by the way the car is going up the track, and he tries to correct it and starts to slide back down and corrects it again and starts to fishtail. And once you're fishtailing, there's really nothing do. And good move by the 17 getting off of the 24.
Great job. I was going to say the same thing. Great job staying off of him.
Because it's really hard if you tap those brakes in these cars. either you're going to lock them up or you're going to start spinning out. So great move by the 17 machine, avoiding a potential wreck, as we have some takers down pit road, guys. Looks like we got some fakers
Fakers and fakers. Stop it.
Great minds think alike, Matt, as we see the 88 back down pit road. Now, I did mention that lap 75 was my key turning point when people may start coming down pit road. Do you think these guys are topping off?
We'll see.
Oh, absolutely topping off. Absolutely. Will anybody take tires right away, though? We just came in and took tires.
No, that 88, yep, just fuel. I love that move because now that pushes it to lap 82 if we were to go green at this exact moment. Love the move out of the 88. He's definitely playing the long-term game.
Yeah, that's great. That's 30. That'll put him almost to the end. How many green white checkers do we have, John?
We have three. 3 green white checkers. So, gas obviously isn't used as much when we're under caution, but if we go all the way, have 3 overtimes, gas is going to play a major factor.
Sure. But I think you're right, though. I think he might be if he's able to get to lap 80 or 82, I believe he can make it the rest of the way. So one more stop maybe for Jacob.
Possibly.
Or not Jacob. I'm sorry, not Jacob. I apologize.
It was Christopher Howell.
Christopher
Christopher
Howell.
I think when all is said and done, we're going to need one more stop for sure to make it to the end of the race.
Sure, absolutely. And with this caution, this is going to push that window up a little bit more. So these guys that did not pit, this caution is going to help them out tremendously, maybe by a few laps. Maybe it's just that extra lap you need, because I was listening to the in-car radios there at the end of that first run when we had that caution right at lap 35, and I had 2 cars that were out of gas. So definitely a lot to pay attention to as we get into the later portions of this race.
So right now our pit reporter has reported back that approximately half of the field has gone in on lap 46 for basically a gas and go. There were a couple drivers that took tires, but for the most part, it was just fuel. So half of the field is good for another solid 35 laps, whereas the leaders and pretty much the top 9 stayed out, and they've been on what they've got for 10 laps. So,
and I don't blame them. Track position is still a big factor here. So it's the tale of 2 strategies right now, and we'll see which one prevails.
Hey, Dave King, he's been running up in the top 3 since the beginning of the race. Is there any way to go in and talk to him, see what maybe his strategy is? He's been running a nice, consistent race.
Yeah, let's see if the lights go off. We can try to drag him up.
I was trying to catch him before, yeah. It just went off. I don't know if we got time to do it now.
We can try to pull him in real quick. Let's just see what we can do. Hey, Dave King, this is the broadcast booth. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Good. Quickly, before I know you're about to go back to green here, talking about strategy, what are you seeing out there?
Just trying to save some tires and let these guys battle it out and hope that they dump each other, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a mess up there. How you looking on fuel?
I didn't see any reason to pit because it said I needed 16 gallons. I could only put 2 in it, and I feel like we're gonna have caution, so I'll ride it out.
All right, we'll let you get back to it, Dave. Good luck, brother.
Good luck, Dave.
Thanks, man.
All right, that was Dave King.
Who's currently right now sitting in 3rd.
Yeah, he's looking really good in that 3rd position as the field makes their way into turn 3 and 4. You have the 89 and the 66, 2 of the top guys that have been up there all day long in the top 2 positions. Let's see if Paul Ballenstein can get a nice run coming to the green flag. Pace car is down. We are about to be green here again, and we are
gone.
off.
Green
Las
flag.
Vegas.
That 66 came down and
He tried to stay with him. He was getting loose, taking off.
It seems like the 66 has some trouble on the restarts. It seems like that since the beginning of the race. He just doesn't seem to get as big of a jump compared to the other drivers. So that may play into a factor if we go into some green-white checker situations, as we have double-wide battles throughout the back portion of this field coming off of turn 4 to make sure everybody keeps it clean, keeps it green, as we see low
in the grass. It's going to go back up into the track.
Oh! No caution yet. No caution. And we may stay green. We were wrecking. That was Jeff Nene.
Oh, Jeff Nene. That's going to come out. That's going to bring out the caution.
Oh, save it, 24. Save it, 24.
Oh.
Break. Come on, 24. Save it. Oh, get it back forward. There we go. Let them off some driving out of 24 machine. Gotta say, good job, Jacob. But let's go back and see. Let's go to the first incident, which was coming off of turn 4.
Yeah, that was Bradley Private. Let's take a look back at Bradley.
Man, that was some exciting. Yeah, that was a lot.
This is riding along with Bradley here, and he collided with the 58.
Oh.
That was unfortunately Brandon Barrier getting caught up in that.
Oh, gosh. Now I know a lot of guys are out there watching Brandon, cheering him on.
Well, hopefully he still has his fast repair.
And let's check out Jeff Nene there getting loose into turn 1.
Yeah, that was a totally separate incident. Oh, and then he came down. Who'd he smack?
Hit the 2 car.
Whoa!
The 2 car, Jonathan Woods.
Yeah, let's ride along there with the 24 of Jacob Walker, because he was right in front of that, or right behind Jeff, so we could follow his in-car cam, see what he saw, because he went for a wild ride. But great driving by the 24, avoiding that spinning car of Jeff Nene, as well as saving his car, because you got, once these cars go sideways, they're all over the place.
Oh, they are.
All right, so this should be an interesting replay. We are riding along with the 24. We'll ride along at quarter speed here.
You can see you got multiple cars sideways.
Picking up.
It was Jeff Nene in the 2, and then unfortunately getting collected into the wall. 24 makes it by.
He did get clipped just a little bit, I thought.
Did.
Maybe.
And let's just stay with him, because he had his hands full going down from the racing surface to the apron, trying to avoid the cone, misses the cone, correcting, overcorrecting, and he is going around.
And this just proves what you say right here, John. Once these things start going, they're gone. There's some hood flaps coming up, keeping that car from flipping over.
But what I got to say, though, is he knew what he was doing in that 24 machine, trying to get this thing saved back up, and you're probably going to see him cut to the right.
For sure. Oh, cut it back. Nice.
There we go. Yep. So, good wreck avoidance out of that 24 machine of Jacob Walker. Definitely going to need some new tires, though. Maybe a new fire suit as well. Yeah.
That was definitely Mr. Walker's wild ride there for certain.
Yes, it was. This is what we are about to be halfway here in about 2 laps tonight. Just hit lap 54, and guys, we're halfway through the race, and I see some very interesting trends forming. I'm seeing turn 4 being an issue. I'm seeing the draft be a major factor, as well. I think fuel's going to come into play.
I think you're right on all 3 issues, John. Absolutely.
Well, we're at lap 54. Pretty much at this point halfway completed our event here at Las Vegas. We've seen this is our 3rd caution.
Yep,
fourth
fourth
caution of the night. And mainly it's because of John's key to the race, that turn 4 monster.
Yes, it is. And we have some more shout-outs coming in from fam. We got Joe Hobbs saying, go get them, Brandon. Well, unfortunately, Brandon did get caught up in that last wreck, but I believe he should have a quick repair. And then we have a Let's Go Dad and a hello from HFG Challenge. So we got somebody cheering on their dad tonight. Awesome to see.
Unfortunately, it looks like Brandon is still sitting in the pits right now.
No.
Trying to get that car fixed.
Yeah, he may have been caught up in one of those earlier cautions.
Possibly. He is 1 lap down. Yeah, it's pretty tore up there.
Yep, he's got some damage. So not the race that Brandon was hoping for here at this inaugural event.
But it's a long season. Get that car fixed. Get back out there. Get every point possible.
Absolutely.
As lights are off on the pace car, we're about to go green again here after our 4th caution of the night.
Now, is Kublai and Dave on to Paul's tactics here? Are they going to take off with him, or are they just going to let him go like they have been on these last couple restarts? Paul's really been taking off and really taking control of this race on
Absolutely.
these restarts.
The lead car does have control of when they start, and we definitely saw that at the beginning of the race. Obviously, if the green flag goes, that means you go, so it's not on the leader at that point. But anytime before that green flag goes, as long as you should be in that restart zone, guys, if I'm correct, you are able to go.
And he could be trying to avoid those beginning of the race mishaps where everybody was rearing each other on the start. So
Sure.
that could be a strategy all in itself.
Yes, it should, as they make their way off of turn 4. Pace
Field's
cars.
starting to stack back up.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. As you can see, the 66 is closing up to that number 89 machine. Pace car drops down, and we are about to go green
He's
again
gone.
here at Las Vegas, as the field is 2x2x2.
Kublai Saline did get a little better restart on
He
that.
did. He did.
He did. Didn't spin the tires as much, and he got a little better jump. So
Well, I think he was
Yeah.
pretty wise to Paul's tactic there. So there's a lot going on behind him, though. This is a very tight-knit,
Ooh.
tight field.
Travis
So.
nicked the wall a little bit. 2 wide into 3.
You got a lot of double file racing going on.
3 wide.
Paul leads lap 57.
First tool, 2 wide into 1.
Oh,
Dave,
Cars in the wall.
45.
45 is still in the wall. We are wrecking off of 2. Big wreck off of 2, guys.
Oh.
We have to go back and take a look at that one. We have a massive wreck out of 2.
Looks like Evan Amick, Chris Robley, and Bradley Cockrell were caught up in that. Oh, there we go.
Oh, the big
Oh.
check up.
The 17 came back up the track.
17 got loose again. We've seen him loose quite a few times. And there's the 24 machine. Yeah, 17 got loose. 77 tried to split the gap, got into the 17, and 24 had nowhere to go.
No.
24 was just a product of that. 17 smacks the wall. And you got Jeff sliding somewhere, coming off of 2. Got a lot of wrecked race cars, unfortunately. I count 7 or 8 cars in this one.
Evan was into the wall, but I'm not sure he got too awful bad damage. He might be able to get a bunch of that fixed without using his quick repair if he hasn't used it yet. I mean, that's always an option as well. You don't if you don't have too much damage, you know, get it fixed the right way and use that quick repair later.
Yeah, I think he's he may have more damage than you.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, from a different angle, I do. I
Yeah.
didn't see it from the other angle.
I think he's actually missing his hood as well. So.
He is.
Yep. So a little
Yep.
bit of damage there.
Thank you. Glad there's 3 of us.
Okay, so well, that was caution number 5.
Number 5. Number 5. And as we can see, we got Freddie Durstock 2 laps down. He's got the free pass, so he is going to get 1 lap back.
I think everybody needs to settle in and realize there's still a good amount of laps left. They went a good 30 laps green, the first green flag run. They need to realize they've still got 52 laps left and settle down a little bit. I think that maybe everybody started to get a little antsy after them last couple cautions.
Got a number of takers on pit road right now. That's the 2-car of Jonathan Woods, who had a little bit of damage, but he probably went back in for fuel and a few repairs. Battery Cockrell is still in the pits. Jeff Denis is back on the track.
Yeah, Jeff's been involved in quite a few things tonight. Some of his doing, which always happens, with good drivers, and some not of his doing. And so good to see him up still running there, keeping that number 40 target machine clean.
I was going to say he has a clean car, but I didn't want to jinx myself again.
Well, if he gets wrecked, I'm going to blame you, Matt.
That's okay. I'm used to it. Look out for Dean Sprinkle. He was running in the back a little bit for most of the beginning of the race, and he slowly creeped his way up into the top 10. He was running up top 5 or 6 earlier, and I think he just kind of watching him on the side. I think he kind of made a little pit strategy, and he dropped back a couple spots. But you keep an eye on him. I think some big mover here in the end.
Absolutely, and also look at Travis Murgaard, all the way from 18th position up to 4th. What a race by him, keeping his car clean, being able to navigate through these incidents and making his way up to the top 5.
Yeah, Travis, he's been a strong competitor in these recruitment races. One of the guys we definitely wanted into this league. Definitely going to be a good competitor. Definitely having a good race.
You'll notice that Christopher Howell has also made his way back up. He's now running in the 6th position, so
definitely good to see him back up there after that hard crash he had earlier. Got John Ledger, look at him running 7th, still in the top 10. I think maybe he's biding his time. I think a lot of these guys are biding his time. Now look, we got Travis and Mark. They've moved up. They're in the 4th and 5th positions, but they started 18th and 14th, so those are big movers. Of course, Paul, he's still running 1st, and he had that early wreck, and he has just been controlling the race ever since.
He was like, I want to stay out of the back. I'm going to get out of the chaos. I'm just going to get up here and take off, and if you want to catch me, great. If you don't, well, see you. So
absolutely.
He wants to stay out of the chaos.
The lights are off on the pace car, so we're about to go back to green. We're 2x2 here on the backstretch.
We have about 13 cars on the lead lap now, and we have 2 cars 1 lap down, 2 cars 2 laps down, and 1 car 3 laps down rather. So we got some battles.
50 laps to go.
Couple different battles, yeah. Freddie and Jacob fighting for that lucky dog.
Sure thing.
Sure.
It's as the pace car is going to make its way down pit road again tonight, and the 66 and the 89 are off. What a restart by the 66. Much better restart. He looks like he's kind of catching on to what Paul's doing.
Yeah, I think it's almost like they teamed that together.
Yeah, as soon as that pace car goes, he's gone.
He is for sure, as the field is spreading out a little bit for sure, a little bit more than they were last time. Got a big run from Christopher Howell, passing Dave King on the bottom. What a move out of that 88 machine.
In case you may not have realized this, both Kublai and Paul Valenstein are in the same team. They're both Apollo Racing Club drivers.
Yes, well, makes sense to why they're 1 and 2 right now, trying to control this race, and why their restarts look so synchronized. So a little bit of a teamwork there, helping out those 2 drivers as we are making our way to lap 63, going to go to lap 64 here tonight at Las Vegas for the inaugural race for the IWM Series.
Oh, we got to move for 6th.
Got to move for 6th side-by-side battle right there as these front 6 are checking out from the rest of the field.
That's John Ledger. So you're just talking about teammates. We got a couple different teams in here, Rick, and that's John Ledger. He's trying to get up there to Christopher Howe. That's his teammate. They're running over here in Average Joe Motorsportz.
Big run by the 73 machine. Going to dive down low on Dave King going into turn 3. See if that 73 machine can stick.
It is, but Dave got that run off Tom Ford.
Dave was right in the air of the 88 so he had a pretty good run as well.
As
Now he's
88
inside.
gets a little loose. 88 got a little loose going to turn 1, and Dave pulls a slide job on him coming out of turn 2. What a move by Dave. Good heads-up driving.
Dave is on a charge.
Yeah, that 88 machine looks
Whoa!
awesome. Save it!
Oh!
Into the 73 in the mark.
Hold the brakes. Hold the brakes. Hold the brakes. All right. Unfortunate for those two drivers. No caution. Wow.
Mark Freeney got thrown down into the pits. Surely that's gonna give him some kind of penalty. I hope not. Hopefully.
Hopefully they'll clear that for him.
Yeah, hopefully they will. Because that was,
I believe
very
they got
unfortunate
that, yeah.
situation. Yep, it looks like Mark's black flags are cleared.
I believe that is one of the few that race control will consider a crash through the pits.
Yeah, looking back at this, Dave had just nowhere to go, and Mark had nowhere to go. Let's see if Mark was able to just keep it straight. Absolutely.
he
What a
did.
great job. Because that thing was sideways going into pit road.
You know, and that's also professional too. It looks like he slowed down once he got into the pits instead of continuing through at full speed. So that's really professional of him.
Kudos
It
to
would've-
Mark.
Exactly. It would have brought out more penalties because you would have gotten an illegal pit road entrance. You would have gotten speeding on pit road. You would have added to the slew of penalties. But good thing he got it back and able to get going as we see the 66 and the 6 machine there.
We got Dave King on pit road after that wreck. Gonna get in and get that damage fixed probably. And Paul has pulled out a little over a half-second lead on Kugelay.
Yes, he is. What a great run by Paul. Checking out of the lead, and I'm going to read out some YouTube comments while we're getting a nice green flag run here. We got the go number 17 from Kim Noland. We think we know who she's supporting. And then we have Brandon Barrier actually joining the track saying he will be back for Daytona number 58 Team Strong. Setback for a comeback. So good to see Brandon coming back. And then we also have Michael Carpenter saying, John D is our Larry Mack. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate you, buddy. I am honored to be Larry Mack. Or Stooge number 2, as we refer to ourselves here in the Three Stooges. So, as we were taking a look at Jonathan Woods in that Miller Lite number 2, very recognizable number 2 Ford.
Well, since
Paul
our,
has
it's
quickly
our
pulled out
inaugural,
Oh, go ahead.
since it's our inaugural event, we'll take a trip back through the field in a second. We'll start at the with our leader and Paul Valentine. Pick up Kublai in the 66.
And that Audi car.
Behind Kublai, Travis Murgaard in the 6.
From Independence, Kentucky. That's right up the road from me, Elliott, Freddie Durstock.
Christopher Howell from Chesapeake, Virginia.
Nice little Navy area up there, military town, real close to Norfolk.
John Ledger from Boston.
Boston.
In the 19. Jonathan Woods in the 2. Dean Sprinkle in the 28. Evan Amick just down the road from me in Clover, South Carolina in the 77. Kenneth Bradstock in the 74. Christopher Robley from Wisconsin in the 85. Mark Feeney from Mansfield, Ohio in the 73.
Mansfield, that's 30, 35 minutes from me too, just the other way. How about that?
Tanner Nolan from Topeka, Kansas.
Yep, he is the last car on the lead lap in that 12th position.
I think Freddie may be on the lead lap. Maybe not.
No, Scott Freddie, a lap day's the only car a lap down. It
Well,
shows.
Okay, 1 lap down.
He'll get that free pass for sure. And unfortunate for Dave King, though, he is showing 2 laps down after getting loose off of turn 4. Hate to see it out of that machine. He was running strong all day long out of Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, North Carolina cars always are strong. You got Hendrick out of North Carolina. You got a lot of race shops out of there, so you know he's strong. As we are now taking a look at Bradley Cockrell. And
Bradley's
that
got
number,
a little bit of damage that he's dealing with. But he's
a little
still
bit
out
of
there
loose conditions,
competing.
too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dini in the 40.
Good to see Jeff out there.
Yep. Bradley Previtt is out there in the 9, and he's still out there competing.
Yep, he's 9 laps down, and you know that shows the dedication that these guys have to the race. You know, even if you're a couple laps down, maybe 10 laps down, you can still gain points. You can still gain spots because every spot matters here in the IWM Cup Series.
Absolutely. I've got, I think this is Jacob Walker. He is the 24 car, and he is on pit road just getting some damage taken care of.
I believe he's
17
17
laps
laps down, yeah.
Brandon Barrier.
Back out on the track. How about that? Good to see him back out there.
From Eden, North Carolina. The
20
Carolina
laps
boy.
down and still out there competing. That's awesome. That's great.
He is the last car actually on the track outside of the 20th or 21st, 22nd, and 23rd positions, in 20th position rather with Salzburg. But good to see as we now ride back along with the leader, Paul Valentine, he's out to a 1.3 second lead over Travis Murgaard. And both of those guys definitely have to give kudos out to them. Paul is up from 13th to the lead. Travis is up from 18th to second place. What a run by those two
Putting in
cars.
some work.
Now, interesting, here's where pit strategy is going to come into play. Paul last pitted on lap 38, and we are right at lap 80 right now.
So they should be good to go to the end. We've surpassed that mark. So we'll see some pit road takers probably here in the next few laps, I would imagine. Or they may try to ride this out for as long as they can. But I would not be surprised if I see some guys trying to short pit, take advantage of those fresher tires, and maybe gain a little bit, because everybody's pretty spread out right now. You got a 1.4 second gap from first to second. You got about a 0.5 or 5/10 of a second gap between second and third. You got a second gap between third and fourth. So we have a lot of drivers separated on the track. Would not surprise me too much at all.
Looks like AAA Saline is on pit road right now. First, one of our first takers.
There, right on time, guys. Right on time. You have the 66 coming down. Good call. Good call, Matt, on that one. And we'll see. Definitely going to take 4 tires. Going to take some gas.
He was on the pole.
He was on the pole, and he was in the 10th position, I believe.
And he's out.
And now he's out.
15-second stop. Good timing. We'll jump back with our leader. Again, I'm expecting to see him coming down pit lane anytime.
As we see another car making his way down pit road. I believe that was a lap car.
Yeah, Mark Feeney, I believe.
It is Mark Feeney, absolutely. He's currently only a lap down, so he's still competing right now. He's still fighting for position.
And Paul is maintaining that 1.3 to 1.4 second lead. Very impressive out of that number 89 camp. Sustaining that lead over Travis and slowly increasing now up to 1.5. So we'll see these guys battle all the way through as we are now making our way to lap 84. Under 30 to go here tonight.
Got
We have multiple cars on. We got Christopher Howell right there. I believe Evan Amick just came down pit road as well.
John Ledger is also coming down. And Tanner Nolan.
Yep, and I'm getting word that multiple drivers are coming down this next lap around.
Travis Burgard is in.
So we'll see how long. And there he is. There's Travis. He said he was going to come down, and he came down for sure. So you see that second place car on pit road. How long, guys, can this 89 stay out there? I don't know. I would want to come down pit road now and get these tires, get the gas, and we may see him making a break. I see that exhaust coming. Yep, there he is.
Yeah, you see
caught.
Yep.
Yeah, he's hogging her down. There
Yes, he is. And there's Dave going around.
Nice and easy, Paul.
Nice and easy. Going to back it down to 50 miles an hour is pit road speed. When you've been going 160 to 180 miles an hour for quite a while.
I'd slow down.
Whoa. He's going awful fast down pit road.
We'll have to double check that.
Yeah, he
overshot his pit a bit.
Oh, that's going to be a big error on that number 89 machine. We'll see how far this sets him back, because a couple seconds on pit road could be the difference between first place and third place, or fourth place, however far back you drop. And he is off. He's got those rear wheels spinning. That's some more time right now. He's still trying to get that car underneath the power, as he is. Yeah, I believe pit road speed is 50 miles an hour, but he is back up to speed. As you see a big pack coming around him out of 2.
Well, and here's your new leader, Jonathan Woods, in the 2.
Jonathan Woods has taken the lead, which is great to see. Good seeing that historic number 2 paint scheme out there in front.
Old Rusty Wallace. I remember old Rusty Wallace paint scheme.
Evan Amick is currently showing in 2nd. Kenny Bradstock in the 74 is showing in 3rd, and Chris Robley in the 85 in 4th. As we cycle through.
Pete Sprinkle coming in from his final pit stop, and he overran his pit a little bit. Eden was running 2nd behind Jonathan before he came in there. Evan trying to run down John from almost 3 seconds back.
It's going to be a big challenge here at Las Vegas without a draft. But Jonathan Woods has taken control of this race in a very comfortable fashion. Everybody's spread out, and it also looks like, have these guys pit?
No. So your leaders right now, Jonathan Woods, Evan Amick, Kenneth Bradshaw, Chris Robley, they all pitted last on lap 58. Everybody after them has pitted on lap 83 or 84, 87. So with the exception of Freddie Durstock, he also pitted on lap 51, so he's due as well.
So as this cycles through, Christopher Howell and that 88 machine should cycle back up to the lead, if that is what our calculations are showing.
So that should be just around with 20 laps to go. These guys are due.
Yes, they are. They are pushing this all the way, as getting as much gas out of it as they can. So we have had some cautions. We see a car coming down pit road. I believe that was a 47 machine.
Bradley
coming down
Cockrell.
pit road. Yep, he's making his way down pit road now.
And Jonathan Woods is now in.
Oh, a little bit of a quick entry there out of Jonathan Woods, but made it down there. Hopefully he doesn't get caught for speeding, but here we go. This is the strategy call. Let's see if they can come out in front of these leaders. Who knows, but we have Howell, Ledger, Murgaard, Valsky, and Sprinkle should be cycling up to the lead as Evan Amick
takes over the lead here.
Yeah, and you said he pit on lap 58, correct?
57 to be exact.
57.
With 19 laps left, 18 laps left in this race here at Las Vegas. We are here with the iRacing Warrior Motorsports Cup League inaugural event here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
As you can see, the 47 machine getting back on the track there. You've got Freddie Durstock coming down pit road again.
Freddie was one of those drivers that needed to pit. Stay up with our leaders because they're due. Overdue, I'm guessing.
So with my calculations, Evan's going to come here in the next 2 laps. He is going to be cutting it very close. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, I was watching his laps, and he is going on 33 laps right now, followed by Robley and Bradstock. All 3 of those guys are on pit road. As the battle is now on, see who can get it away. But as you see, we have a 3-car battle between Howell, Ledger, and Murgaard. 16 laps to go. And they are nose to tail. Guys, I got to say, that's close racing for sure, because these cars are going to get a little bit loose, I would imagine, as the run goes on.
Now, so we got Paul and Dean. They're 38. Well, let's see. They're, what are they, 10 seconds back, 15 seconds back. Are they going to have enough time to catch these guys? They were really fast early on.
They're just around 3 to 4 seconds behind.
Oh, yeah, it's changed. I was looking at the wrong time. They sure are. That's a lot closer. They do have plenty of time to catch these guys now.
Yep. Evan Amick making his way back up, just entered turn 3. As Christopher Howell, man on the prowl, has taken the lead here at Las Vegas with 16 to go.
I'd be smart to just, these top 3 to just follow each other and let these guys behind them try to wear their tires out, catching them. That might be the smart move if they can maybe get together and figure that out.
So we've got the
Paul's
top
already
10
moved up to 4.
Top 10 are on the lead lap. You are correct. I see now Paul showing right here. Battling with Jonathan Woods.
And just a quick correction, guys. I am looking at the scoring monitor. The 3rd car in line behind Christopher Howell and John Ledger is not a lead lap car. I'm trying to figure out exactly who that driver is.
That's the 73.
73, yeah.
So
that is
is
Mark Feeney.
Oh, Jeff's in the grass. Jeff's in the grass right in front of the leader. Stay down there, Jeff. Keep it clean. And the lawnmower has gotten back on the track.
He kept it together.
And he got, two's loose. Oh, they're going to try to split him. Two's in the wall. Getting into the pole. No, Paul, no. We should have a caution. We have a car stopped on the track.
Caution's out.
The caution is out.
Oh, unfortunate. So sad for that number 89 machine, caught up in a wreck that was not his fault. And we already know he used his quick repair, guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. Well, that damage does not look terrible.
The right side, though.
I was about to say, I said that last time. I need to see the right side.
Right.
Yeah, the right side does not look too clean. Got some right front damage. Yeah, I'm worried about that right front damage. Whenever you damage anywhere above the wheel well in the front or the front bumper, anywhere up there, it could affect your engine power. And let's go and let's take a look back and ride along with Paul, see if we can kind of see what happened there. He was just a product of unfortunate situation. He dives down to the bottom of the track to avoid, nowhere to go for that 89 machine. Jeff Nini just got loose, and you could see it. Paul was just right there and collected him.
That's unfortunate.
You got a 50-50 shot, guys. You go low, you go high, and he decided to go low, and the 2 went high. And he may not have as much damage as we think he does, but it was still a hard hit. Almost a T-bone.
Yep.
See a little bit of rear end, and we saw the right front there, a little bit of scratch right there above the...
Well, he is still staying out. What we didn't notice is that there were some pit stops that took place during that time. We had Dave King is in.
Christopher Sprinkle came in, or Christopher Howell rather came in.
Yep, Kenny Bradstock, Chris Robley, as well as Dave King now out.
Dave
Dean
King.
Sprinkle has
Yep.
inherited the league, though.
Yes, he has, but also he's on older tires.
He is.
Ooh, how
Dean's,
old? How much
so
older
let me,
are
not terrible. Dean Sprinkle's last pit stop was on lap 87. Jonathan Woods in the 2 is lap 91.
So you got about 15 to 18 lap old tires there. Well, no, take that back. 14 to 12 lap old tires between those two machines. So you will see a little bit of fall off there, I would imagine.
Yeah, but here's the interesting news. Christopher Howell in the 88, Travis Murgaard, Evan Amick all came in under that caution on lap 99. John Ledger as well, and got new rubber.
That's the turning point of this race. I believe that new rubber coming towards the end of this run may be the saving grace for some of these drivers, because we're going to get green probably with about 8 laps to go, and 28 probably is going to hold a solid lead for probably about 3 or 4 laps, but I would put any kind of money that those guys in the back, especially Howell just being right there in 4th, is going to make his way up there and battle for that lead.
We're going to see just how bad Paul's damage is, too. He's up there in 3rd. So, like Rick said, he didn't... Or am I... No, he's not. Never mind. Ledger's in 3rd. What am I looking at?
Yep, right now Paul showing in the 89 in 10th place.
Yep, he's showing. Yep, he is in 10th right now. And, you know, good news out of that number 18 camp of Dave King. He got the free pass, and he is back on the lead lap.
Yep. I think Mark Feeney is our 11th place driver in the 73. He now shows in on the last car on the lead lap.
And you saw Paul come down pit road there. Going to top off, get some fresh tires, fix a little bit of this damage as we are getting 1 to go. 1 to go with about 8. It would be 9 laps to go, but we'll have 8 green flag laps to decide the winner of this inaugural event in the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series here tonight. You got Dean Sprinkle, number 28, out there in 1st. You got Jonathan Woods in the number 2 machine, number 2 position. You got John Ledger in 3rd, Christopher Howell in 4th, Travis Murgaard in 5th, Evan Amick in 6th, Kenneth Bradstock in 7th, Christopher Robley in 8th, Dave King showing his way back up there as well, Paul Weinstein, Valentine, he's on pit road, you got Feeney, and you also have Tanner Nolan as the first car lap down. You know, guys, I would imagine this may not be the last restart.
Lights are off on the pace car.
28 is the control car, and 28's off. Green flag. 9 laps to go at Las Vegas, and we are 3 wide going to the start-finish line.
Still 3 wide.
3 wide in the 1. Oh, 2 split up in the row. Save the Chris.
Oh,
It's into the
no.
wall hard.
That's Christopher Howell.
Oh, we got a car loose.
It stayed green.
That has allowed Dean to just...
Oh,
That's helped him with those older tires, too.
Yes,
Chris
it has.
hit them hard.
yeah, unfortunate for Chris there, as we have cars sliding through the grass now, too. We got a lot of action on the track. A lot of cars just going all over the place. Looks like everybody's got it under control now.
We'll stay with our leader as that action happens behind us with 7 laps to go.
He has pulled out to about a 2nd lead now over Travis Murgaard.
Travis is one of the guys with fresh tires, isn't he, John?
Yeah.
Hey, we have a caution. Big wreck. Big wreck. Big wreck, guys. I heard that from the booth. And I don't see anybody from pit lane. Oh, Dave.
Looks like the 18 car spun. Let's back it up a bit here. Let's get a better shot.
So it looks like Dave's already loose.
This may be our best shot. Yeah, he touched the apron. He came down and got a little bit of the apron, and then that banking bit him. And he tried to save it and then lost it.
We have wrecking in the front. The leaders have wrecked. One car has spun around. I don't mean to cut you off, but we just had a spin. I don't know who that was.
Under
caution. I'm trying to find it, but I saw it live. I'm trying to find the driver.
at the 19 of Ledger.
John Ledger, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, 47 came in and Bradley Carco. They were checking up for the field, I think, and
That's unfortunate.
And my guess is somebody did not let anybody know where the pace car was.
Well, we are 4 laps to go. I think this is going to end up bringing out our first green-white checker.
As we see the 66 getting his lap back. So my prediction of this, or that last restart not being the last one, has come to fruition, everybody. As we have Sprinkle out there in front, Murgaard in second, Amick in third, Woods in fourth, and Bradstock rounding out the top 5.
it's gonna be mayhem here on this green-white checker. These guys are gonna be shooting hard to win this inaugural race. And who's gonna bring home the crown?
Who is going to bring it home in the inaugural race for the IWM Cup Series in our 12-week season? So if you are watching right now, we hope you tune in every Wednesday for the IWM Cup Series. Going to be a great season. Going to have a lot of great drivers and a lot of excitement, as you can see. We've had a lot of cautions, a lot of great racing as well.
Well, we are still pacing here as we get the end of this race organized. Another lap here under caution before the lights will go out on the pace car. Dean Sprinkle is our leader.
Dean Sprinkle is the leader. Let's take a run through the field, followed by Travis Murgaard in second, Evan Amick in third, Jonathan Woods in fourth, Kenneth Bradstock rounding out the top 5. You can see there, making our way through the field. We've got Christopher Robley in the 6th position, Mark Feeney making a nice comeback in the 7th position, Christopher Howell, or John Ledger, my bad, right there. I believe he is in the 9th position. And then you have Kublai rounding out the top 10. A lot of changes going on right now in the running order. Trying to find Christopher Howell. Looks like Christopher Howell is somewhere in there. It looks like it's trying to decide where it wants to go. Trying to figure out everything. But looks like we have about 10 cars on the lead lap to decide this race. So the first 5 rows battling for the win. in our first green-white checkered, our first overtime of the day. And if I was a betting man, I'd say this isn't our last. So, and Matt, are you still there? I haven't heard from you in a second. Are you still getting that?
I'm here. I'm just researching. I'm okay. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
Gotcha.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a fine job, John.
I appreciate you, Matt. I miss your voice. That's why I asked.
Well, field's about to take the green flag again for the first of potentially 3 green-white checkers. Pace car should be dropping off any moment.
I'm curious to see how these newer tires are going to be for these guys that have 5-lap newer tires than Dean. If Dean's going to take off here, or he's going to jumble the field up. Looks like he's going to bunch them up a little bit.
Bunch up inside.
Good
He is gone. Big restart. Big restart out of that 28 machine. We have battles for second right now. It is on. You got to remember, those guys do have fresh tires. As we have a side-by-side battle for second. Travis Murgaud up top, Evan Amick in the bottom. They're going to battle 2 by 2 coming off of turn 2, going to turn 3. They are closing the gap, guys. Closing the gap right now. In that 6 machine. Oh,
he held it. Oh, but behind
get
it.
him off the 4. We have a caution. That is the 19 machine of Ledger. And I believe that's another Southern E Motorsports machine right before they reached that white flag.
Oh.
Rick and Matt, it was close. That caution came out right before.
Yeah. That was going to be my next question. Did they get to the line? It did not. Wow, that was close.
Dean Sprinkle, what happened with our leader?
Oh, what happened with the leader? You're right. What happened? I'm trying
Are they all stopping on the front stretch?
Something happened.
Looks like we're having to wait for the pace car. Just have to wait for the pace car. That's all that they're doing. Pace car's a little slow right now.
Who's driving that pace car, Elliot?
So one of the admins, so I guess it may be Elliot, I don't know.
Just joshing you.
All right, so it's like the field has bunched up a bit, waiting for the pace car to come back up. He was probably needing to refill that pace car after the amount of laps he spent on the track.
Absolutely. That pace car needs a break. They need a driver change. Gosh, they've been going out all race long.
So this is number 2 of our 3 green-white checkers.
Yep, on to the second overtime of our inaugural race. Always, it's giving the fans a heck of a show. It's all I got to say. So hope you all are entertained out there.
These guys have really put on a show today. Every single one of these guys, not only the leaders, but the guys who've got back out on the track with damage. They've shown some real grit, and it's been really exciting to watch this whole race.
Yes, they have. And gonna go over to the YouTube fam, see what's going on over in that camp. We have W Design saying he led 20 laps, but didn't turn out too well. He's ready for Daytona, so got a lot of drivers looking for that super speedway. And you got Angelin saying, come on, number 28, that is my birthday number. So, Mr. Dean Sprinkle, you got a fan out there watching you, counting on you. It's your birthday number. So you better get that win home for Angelin, number 28.
Your birthday number. About that. Go get him, Dean.
And
met Dean from another league. Good old guy.
All these guys in here are awesome drivers. Good to see everybody coming out for the inaugural event. And if you're watching this right now on YouTube, or maybe if you're watching the replay, make sure to tune in next week when we go to Daytona, the high banks of Daytona International Speedway. You never know who you may see out there. You may see me or Matt. You never know. Matt, we have to figure out what we're going to do for that race, right?
think one of us are going to race in that, huh?
Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens. We may have to do maybe a little bit of a fan vote. See who should be voted in to that race. But we're excited. Hey, you never know. You never know, Matt. We could have these guys on YouTube pick who they want to see out there. Probably you. You're the super speedway guy. That's all I gotta say.
I may love super speedways, but you're the race car driver, John.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Matt.
Love it.
Gotta say, I love Talladega. Talladega's my favorite track. It was the first race I ever went to, and it has a special place in my heart. So we both love some Talladega, but that's not quite up yet. We got Daytona first.
So we've got the lights are off on the pace car as we are about to go back to green here at Las Vegas.
Got to get back to business at Las Vegas. Absolutely, Rick.
We've got 8
Dean
cars.
out right now.
Yeah, 8 cars still on the lead lap. Sprinkle, Murgaard, Amick, Woods, Fenny, Ledger, Joanne, Bradstock. Those are your top 8. And on the lead lap.
Good to see that 66 back up there. He was leading the race for a while. May see him making a big move to the front here with 3 to go.
Belay Saline always throwing his car in there at the end.
Oh, we were wrecking in the back.
Oh no!
Somebody hit the wall. I believe that was the 47 machine. Bradley Cockrell. Don't really know what happened to him, but he's a 1 lap down and smacked the wall. Interesting what's happening under pace laps here. But let's go back to the leaders. We're about to be green. 28's nosing his way out to the front. Playing some mind games with some of these guys. Let's see what can happen here as we are about to get overtime number 2 underway here at Las Vegas. Who's going to roll the dice and play the big move?
Green.
Oh, spinning tires! Spinning tires. That moves Evan Amick. Evan Amick up to the 2nd position. Does he have anything for Travis? Or does that, my bad, Dean, my bad. Does he have anything for Dean?
Are these guys going to make it back around to the green-white checker?
Dean's kind of checked out a little bit on these guys, but this is where it's at. 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all bunched together here.
Yes, they are, as Dean has taken the white flag. 1 lap to go in the inaugural Cup Series race here for the IWM Series.
Whatever
Dean
happens.
out front. Dean is, got the car loose.
John's
He
loose.
saves it.
Oh
We're
my
still
God.
green.
We're
still green. Dean is still out front, followed by Evan Amick in 2nd. And really the battle's for 3rd. But Dean Sprinkle and the number 28 machine taking home the win at Las Vegas
Job, Dean.
for the inaugural race.
Looks like John Woods snatched 3rd away from John Ledger there at the end. What a move.
John beating John in that number 2 machine. So
Evan Amick in 2nd.
what a run by Evan. He had some trouble. He was able to come back and get back to the front of this field. And what a run by Dean on a little bit older tires. He got it done. So that was the move of the race.
Yeah, that was a great race. Wow, that was exciting. I don't know what to say for the inaugural race of this. That was great. That was amazing.
Now you know what's going to be better. These burnouts by the 28 machine. He's going to back this thing up, and he's probably gonna burn this thing down once he gets a little bit of a picture here. In that number 28 Ford machine, that Mustang was on fire tonight in the later portions of the race. Look at that car, looking all good, and he just decides to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna back her on out."
He did.
I think I got a picture of him before he leaped off there.
Perfect. So that's it, folks. We just finished our first race, but you know what? We have drivers' interviews coming up here very shortly.
All right, so we've got all 3 drivers are in. Let's go ahead and bring in our 3rd place finisher, Jonathan Woods, into the broadcast booth. Jonathan, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Thank you.
Heck of a race out there.
Yeah, it was fun. run up front in the beginning, then got caught in that first wreck. Had to work my way back up. Felt bad about hitting Chris there towards the end. That was my bad on that one. But other than that, it was a good race.
Was a good race, and I want to ask you, these tires, especially on either a very short run or a very long run, definitely dictated where you ran on the track. So what did you feel out there driving in the car coming off of turn 4? Because we saw a lot of accidents off of that turn 4 corner.
Yeah, turn 4 was definitely a mess. Just if you got on it too soon, it was definitely going to come around on you, no doubt about it. I suck on the short runs. I'm a tire saver, and I felt like I did better once the long runs went in, but just didn't get a lot of them tonight.
You had a heck of a green-white checker there, John. There at the end. Looked like you picked up a couple spots there on the last lap. How'd you go ahead and throw that in there? Pick up a third-place spot.
What was it? I think it was the 6 and the 77. They were racing, and they got side by side. I got past them, and then the 19 looked like he was going to blow right by me. I think he got loose on the last corner there, and somehow got by him. I lucked into it.
Yeah, you guys were battling hard. It was a hell of a race. It was a good race, John.
Appreciate it.
Any shout-outs?
Thank y'all for putting this on. Appreciate everybody that's got a hand in putting this together, and enjoy it. I'll be back next week.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, John. That's John Woods, our third-place finisher of the night.
We'll bring in our second-place driver. That's Evan Amick. Evan, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Hey, thanks, Rick. Good to talk to you both.
Heck of a race. We watched you work your way back up the field. Tell us about that ending.
Well, the ending was awesome. That last restart, like Dean was saying, it was crazy there. The guy on the outside, I think it was the 2 cars, spun his tires a little bit, just right into second place there. It was awesome. I definitely want to thank Matt and all those guys, y'all at iRacing Warriors for this league, and it being free as well. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Don't thank me, John. I thank you, Evan, for for thanking us. Hey, you started 20th, man. You really had to work hard to get back up to second. That was a battle the whole race, man. You looked really good the whole race. Tell us about that battle. I mean, you started at the end, buddy.
Yes, we, myself and one of my teammates, Kenneth, we decided not to qualify just for that reason, because really hadn't raced this car that much. So we kind of wanted to stay back, get out of everybody's way until we got a feel for it, but the car was awesome. And just try to save some tires and fuel there a little bit, but I think that's what, got us back up there to the front.
That was a hell of a race.
Great job. Thank you again, Evan.
Yeah, thank y'all. We enjoyed it a lot. Forward to next week.
Well, we enjoyed watching your race. We'll see you next week.
That sounds great. Y'all have a good one. Congrats, Dean.
That was our second place finisher, Evan Amick, Southern New Motorsports. And let's bring in the winner, Dean Sprinkle.
Dean, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, believe me.
You put on a heck of a show. We enjoyed watching you as you worked your way up through the field. It was very calculated. There were a lot of speculations about pit strategy and, more importantly, tire strategy for you. Could you tell us a little bit about what your thoughts were?
Yeah, most of the race I spent actually saving tires. I wanted to just stay out of trouble. That was my main deal. And then I got myself up there towards the front there at the end, and I had my mind made up that I was just going to do the opposite of whatever the guys in front of me did. And
well, it worked out because you came out on top, and that was such a big talking point on the broadcast. We didn't know how long you were going to be able to hold off, the Brad Stocks, the Nolans, the Murguards out there that were on those fresher tires. So, kudos out to you for being able to do that out there on a little bit older tires. Now, let me ask you, how much confidence did you have in those tires, coming in with, you had about 10 laps to go, and you had two really opportunistic cautions right there, and then the tire spin by the number 2. How confident were you that those tires were going to hold out and you were able to pull off a win?
I had absolutely no confidence at all. When that yellow flag came out, I thought, man, I'm dead meat. But I decided I'm just going to go as hard as I can. If I wreck, I wreck. But that's the only way they're going to pass me is if I wreck it. So it just worked out.
Well, I think there was in one of those restarts, we saw that you held back a bit, bunched up the field a little bit, and took control. It was a good strategy.
Yeah. I tried to mix them up. I didn't want to go at the exact same spot each time. So I just want to really thank you guys for all this, man. It was an absolutely blast racing with these guys, and you guys did a top-notch job putting this on. It was awesome.
Great. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations. You raced a heck of a race.
Yeah, congratulations, Dean. Great job, buddy.
Yep, and you get to say you won the very first race in the iRacing Warriors Motorsportz Cup Series. Nobody else can have that title except for you, Dean. So kudos out to you, boss.
That's right. Thank you, guys. Thank you again. It was awesome.
Of course, thank you, Dean.
Thank you. That's Dean Sprinkle, the winner of the inaugural IWM Cup Series event here at Las Vegas. Well, guys, it was fun.
Wow. It was fun. It was exciting. It was definitely a race that we knew was going to be a good one, and it turned out to be a great race. And I just want to give a good rundown of the final finishing order here for everybody. Got Dean Sprinkle, Evan Amick, Jonathan Woods in your top 3. John Ledger coming home in number 4th of Average Joe Motorsports. Travis Mergard in 5th position. Mark Feeney in 6th. Kenneth Bradstock 7th. Kublai Kalin in 8th. Bradley Cockrell in 9th. Freddie Durstog Sr. making his way back up, finishing in the top 10. He had some troubles there. Tanner Nolan in 11th. Paul Valenstein in 12th. Jeff Denis 13th. Chris Robley in the 4th position. Christopher Howell, unfortunate last-second wreck from him. He finishes 15th. Dave King in 16th. Bradley Privet, 17th. Brandon Barrier in the 18th position. And then you have Jacob E. Walker finishing in 19th. Nick Salzberg in the 20th position. And then the rest are administrative team here at iRacing Warriors Motorsports.
So again, thank you very much for tuning in. We certainly appreciate you joining us tonight. And if you watch it on replay, please subscribe to one of our channels. You can find us on 4 streams. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. Thank you again for tuning in, and have a blessed evening.
Absolutely, got it. Yeah, thank you, and make sure to tune in next week when we hit the high banks of Daytona International Speedway. You are not going to want to miss it right here on the IWM Broadcast Network. This is John, Matt, and Rick signing off.
Good night.